What's up, YouTube? I am Moto Danny, and this is video number one for the first time on this channel in a long time. The Moto Danny channel was the first one that I started back in 2017. Well, I mean, I'd always had a YouTube channel, and in 2017 when I bought my motorcycle, my Harley, I wanted to moto vlog, right? Well, I never really moto vlogged much. I did do a little bit of capturing here and there that I could upload on YouTube. It never really turned into a ton, and I on that old Moto Danny channel that I had, which was popular, I had about 20 to 22 videos on it, and some of them got traction, some of them didn't. I had some little faux pas happen with that channel, and I just basically deleted every video off of it, and I haven't touched it since about 2018. Other than looking at stuff on it, I haven't uploaded anything to it. So this is going to be the first thing that I'm going to upload to this channel, the Moto Danny channel, which would be my ramblings on about Harleys, and in some point in the very near future, in the next few months, hopefully I'm going to get a vlog set up where I can actually capture some footage of me riding around or riding to work and talking to you guys while I'm heading to work, and kind of getting ideas on how to do that. But until then, we can just do shop videos and talking head videos and things like that. And if any of you guys have any questions or need any advice on maintenance on your motorcycle or whatever, because I have worked on my own stuff, mowers, lawn equipment, all of my motorcycles, my entire life. You know, I was raised where I didn't, if I could afford to do it myself, even if I could afford to do it for myself, let me rephrase that. I'm still going to do it myself, because that's just money that I can put into a different area of life if I can just retain that money and do the work myself. With that said, I went to Harley yesterday, my local dealer. I'm not going to tell you where it's at, because they're really good people. I mean, this is the dealer that I bought my Sportster from in 2017. They're very good people, very nice people. I'm friends with several of them. It's not them, right? It's not the workers, right? But I go into my Harley dealer yesterday because another friend of mine bought a 2020 Street Glide. Glide, right? I'm a Dyna and Sportster guy. I've been a Dyna and Sportster guy my whole life. I'll probably die a Dyna and Sportster guy. The real Sportster. That one. Not the bike that they call a Sportster now. To each their own. Everybody's entitled to their own opinion, right? But I walk in. I hadn't been in this dealership since probably 2019. I had to go in 2019 and buy a couple of seals. I had some shifter seals and things like that were leaking on here because the bike had sat most of its life. I mean, it's par for the course, right? So I hadn't been in this particular dealership since about 2019. Certainly hadn't been in there since Harley killed off the air-cooled Evo Sportster and sold it to China. That's going to be a topic for another video that I'll bring up at some point. But I go in there yesterday, and I'd heard people saying that Harley's really wanting to just sell touring bikes now. Like, they don't, like, even the Softails are kind of sort of quietly going off into the sunset. I never would have believed that, right? When I was a kid growing up, I'm a Gen Xer, 1980, last year of the greatest generation ever, last of the feral children, right? But when I was growing up, you couldn't give a bagger away. You couldn't give a bagger away. Nobody wanted them. If you bought a bagger, the bags came off. It was just a really beautiful looking, just a cruiser at that point, right? My dad, I spent the early years of my life with two motorcycles that bring back the fondest memories. My dad and my dad's best friend had bought the first two Evo wide glides at Harley, in our local Harley dealer, which I'm not going to mention, in the 80s, in 1985, when the Evo was like brand new, right? And that was my dad, it was the whole situation where I'll tell the story in another video. That's another story too, but that was my first whiskey throttle situation, right? With him on the bike. So it scared the crap out of both of us. But he hated that bike because of the Evo. In the early days of Evo, they didn't like them. Like the old shovelhead guys, it was just the way it had been since 62, 65, I don't know. And that's what they liked. So my dad traded that bike for a 78. It was either a 77 or a 78 FLH, which that's a bagger. Well, the old timers would call them dressers. That's what they used to call them, was dressers. And what do you do with a dresser? You undress it, right? So my dad's mechanic, a friend of his from one of the clubs that my dad would hang around with, named Carl. He's like, look, I need the bags off that bike. I've got one of these bikes that I've been looking for bags for, and I can't afford to buy them, and I'm not going to pay what they want for them. You need top end on your shovel. I've got the parts. I'll rebuild the top end of your shovel head in exchange for those bags and the dresser kit for my bike. My dad was like, cool, I don't want that crap on my bike anyways. But I don't know if you've seen a 70s FLH or any of the baggers from back in the day. They were kind of built as a cruiser that you added bags to, right? So when you take the bags off of those older, late 70s up into the mid 80s, or the late 80s, I should say, FLH or any of those touring type bikes, they have this beautiful flowing fender, and the struts that come out and match the fender, and the fender. I mean, the lines on this bike was beautiful. All right. Take the bags off of a street glider or road glide nowadays and tell me how quick you just want to put the bags back on, because you can't. It's not designed to do that. It's designed to have the bags on it the entire time. So you can't undress a dresser today. But long story. Just wanted to kind of, give a little background here of why I am the way I am as far as my opinions. So I go into my Harley dealer, my local one, and there's about 35 bikes on the floor. Like there's like 35, I say 35 bikes. So there's 5 liquid cooled abominations. And that's just my opinion. I'm sure they make a lot of power. It's not Harley, right? And if they had done the engine correctly, like Indian did, maybe I'd have a different opinion about it. I was a little excited about it at first. Okay, something to compete with the Scout. No, not at all. If I want a little bike with a liquid cooled engine, I'll just buy Scout. And I'm a Harley guy. I digress, though. But there was like 5, 2 Pan Americas, a Nightster, which is a conglomeration or whatever, the new Sportster, the one that looks the most Sportster-ish, right? And then the Sportster S. And then there was about 25 touring bikes, kind of evenly divided between road glides and street glides. And then there was one Lowrider ST, another touring bike, but one that you can yank the bags off of. And there was a Classic. That's it. Like 72% of the bikes on the floor are just street glides and road glides, and it's just really disheartening. I mean, I'm looking at the stickers on these bikes, right? And I mean, they're like $42,000 for a bagger. I mean, $42,000, like, the most affordable one that I would have been interested in was the Lowrider ST, and it's still like 25, right? I just want a Lowrider. I mean, I'm cool with $18,000 to $20,000 for it. I just want a Lowrider. If I want bags on it or whatever, I'll add them myself. But it's just kind of interesting how that goes. I'm going to make a couple of videos. That's just kind of preface to, like, I don't know where Harley is going, and I know their new CEO is making some changes, and I sincerely hope that we're going to kind of diversify again and have, I mean, I know it's way too much to ask to get the Dyna line back, right? It's, and of course, from what I understand, they've sold the Evo Sportster line to China. So legally, they can't make that bike anymore. Now, who knows to know if they couldn't make a Dyna Evo Sportster crossbreed where it's like a giant Evo Sportster motor, like, in 112 or 114 cubic inch design with that one married case and a Dyna frame, and call it something different. I mean, anything, man, other than, it can't just be touring bikes. It's boring, man. It's just gotten to the point where it's just all the same stuff over and over again. The only one that even looked interesting to me, the Heritage was cool. The Heritage is the top of the line, in my opinion, of the Softails. So it was this Heritage they had there. This particular one in this trim was like $41,000. It's too much for me, right? But I'm figure I'll just get this started. Start the channel off with this, where I think Harley is, where I hope they get back to. I'm not trying to bash anything, and it's not the dealer's fault, man. These guys, the motor company will kind of dictate what they want them to carry and how many they want them to carry and how much inventory they need to sell and how much they need to move. And if they have too many old bikes on this floor, they can't get any of the new ones. And it's just, it's so complicated. Hopefully the new CEO can fix all that and we can get back to something, something other than just the Me Too, Glide. What kind of bike you? I glide. Which one? It's just a glide. Glide. It's a glide. It's glide. What is a glide? Oh, Pan America. Oh, okay. All right. Well, I'm going to trade it in for a glide. Man, it's gotten real stale around here. But hopefully good things are coming. More videos to come. I'm going to upload a couple of videos here about maintenance that I do, products that I use, how I do it, how I maintain things. The bike is actually on the trickle charger now. Bear with me. I'm going to flip this around so you guys can see better. Bike's on the trickle charger. In the last 3 years of my life, I have been extremely strung out. You know how it is. You get busy, you get things are happening, life happens. I had some elderly relatives that we had to take care of, and that's that's our duty as humans, is to care for one another. And he has since moved on. He's gone home, and now my wife and I both can breathe a little better and have a little extra time on our hands. So this is why this and the Moto Danny channel is all going to get restarted. I just can't continue to put life on hold because I had been stressed out for the last 3 years, right? But I have made some changes on this. There's now, if I can find some of the original videos, which are awful, right? But they're, original stuff, and I'll see if I can re-upload them. Because I've made quite a few changes on this thing, and they're bolt-on changes. Nothing internally with the engine, it's just things that I've done, maintenance that I've done, changes that I've made to different things. I'll see if I can find them and upload them. If not, they're just lost to the ether. But, hang on, we'll flip it back around. But, until the next time, guys, there's the camera, Danny. Look at the camera. Till the next time, keep the greasy side down. Ride often. Subscribe, like if you want to. I know it's boring now. It's going to get better. And if you guys have any tips or tricks, put them in the comments. I'm not opposed to constructive criticism. See you guys down the road.